But right now he wants to win it for the Swans. In fact, it's not going to score. It'll land in short. And Freo, hold on. Fremantle.
Hello and welcome to Thursday Lines. I'm your host for today, Nikki. It's good to be back in the chair. Thursday Lines is proudly brought to you by Little Birdie TV, topsport.com.au and Punting Form. Joining me today is the man who's got all the AFL details, MG, and my king of rugby league up in Orange, Nick Tedeschi, Toprope. How are you?
I'm up and about. Rugby league is absolutely airborne at the moment. We're 17 rounds down. We've got two origins in the book. I'm pleased to see you, Nikki. Pleased to see you were arrested after Origin. So.
It was a bit of a dicey game, I'm going to tell you, in the first half. Anyone sitting behind me was promptly warned to just, keep their mouth quietly closed. And then the second half was okay. But, yeah, disappointing result and not great given the Queensland family had flown down to the G for it and Queensland didn't show up. So, yeah, it was a tough game.
Yeah, security had a close eye on their top rope, especially as the New South Wales were piling on the tries through the first half. Normally you think they get louder and louder, quiet and quieter when you're behind top rope, but Nikki went the other way. She was getting louder and louder. So, just word of warning to those seating in the area. But she survived, and as you said, no criminal conviction out of the night. So it was a bonus.
I'll be honest, the set pretty much cleaned up, but my bet on that in Sylvester arrest was one bet that did lose.
Imagine had they have actually served Bundy. And I would have had a few by that point. Imagine the conversation. That would have been great.
All I'm going to say is look out Queensland in 2 weeks' time. Every chance to still come through top rope.
Well, I can't get a ticket. If anyone knows how to get a ticket to Game 3 Origin, I have tried. I am your girl. I will represent. I will not make you. I mean, look, I can't promise I'm not going to get mouthy, but I'm certainly going to cheer Queensland, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez. No, very good.
All right. Have you got an early tip for us for Game 3 top rope, or you're going to go Queensland? Because, how can they be beat at Suncorp?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I haven't done the form just to what Tedeschi announced, but first inclination is Queensland are pretty close to Morals.
And just out of interest, does he put Kalen Ponga in the team and keep Reece Walsh at fullback, or what does he do? What would you do?
I think Walsh will stay at fullback. I don't think Ponga is the team. I'd be more inclined to think Brimson is a chance of playing on that back position, given his versatility. He played quite a bit at centre as well. But there'll be changes made for sure. I think the luxury of dropping Dave Fafita. I'm not playing as a fair as well. I'm sure he's gone. I think both of them was a chance of playing as well. So I think there'll be a fair few changes coming to Canberra.
And the Queensland women's team, they won in the wet. I watched that game actually. Geez, that was wet. I can't believe it. But, glory goes to Queensland and the girls with the braids. It's amazing. I love the hair.
Yeah, all three were wet. They were that close to the series was that close to being over in Game 2. But it was a really great try by Taryn Aiken that leveled the scores, and then Loz Brand kicked an amazing field goal to win that. But the real story of this, Queensland blew them away in Game 3, New South Wales never win. The real story of this was how highly you want to keep the job. Brad Fittler got resolved for some idiotic selections. Some of the selections for New South Wales. How you don't play Tegan Berry, the fastest player in the comp? It is absolutely beyond me. Playing Tony Gardner out of position, playing Rachel Pearson over Kira did. Utter stupidity. She has to go. I know Jamie Southman aiming for the job. Absolutely has to be the case. There needs to be a clean out top because New South Wales should have won that series. But all in Queensland, they got the job done again.
Up the Queenslanders. MG, round 16, give me a quick little overview. The bookies, they would have had a good week because obviously we had some teams that we weren't expecting to lose. Like Swans. So, how'd you see it?
Yeah, it was, definitely a bookies weekend. 4 upsets for the round. So, there were some close matches. Mumpire howlers, shot after the siren that the Sydney full forward McDonald couldn't quite reach from just on 50. A bit of a shank, but he can't win them all. And, it's close competition at the moment, only 6 game and a half, 6 points, covers 3rd to 13th at this stage. So, you got Hawthorn sitting at 13th on the ladder, have won 5 in a row and only missed a close one to Port. So, plenty going on. Also saw a couple of cracking goals. Nick Dacos from Collingwood probably got the front runner now for goal of the year. That was some goal being kicked, dragging it back close, but no cigar for Collingwood. They didn't win this close one, unfortunately. We really piled into them. I thought that was the right side. When they hit the front with about 5 minutes to go, I thought we were going to get the chocolates, but Gold Coast too good at home and steady to win. But, it's been a big week. I don't know. They've been fighting for headlines, AFL and NRL this week. There's plenty of sport going on, but, unfortunately, the umpires, again, have been dominating both codes, really.
Yeah, definitely.
The AFL... unfortunately, had another disastrous week, really. There's no way to shade it up. They're almost getting worse by the week, but I'll tell you what, Toprope is the new AFL boss you would not want to play poker against. He came out to announce gather round in Adelaide during the week on the Tuesday, and he just looked down the barrel at the camera and just basically said the umpiring's as good as it's ever been. That was a quote, Toprope. So You've heard me bang on probably for the best part of three months this year, unfortunately, of how bad the umpire return is. Not saying anyone's got the solution, but do not play poker against this man. He was ice in his veins and basically just said it's as good as it's ever been. So I'm not sure if he's watching any football. I'm not sure where he gets that quote. There's no stats to back it up.
No.
They had disastrous results through many matches, and unfortunately, your team, Essendon, who. I tell you what, they get looked after as good as any team for free kicks for year after year. Finally got a backhander from the umps, and they went ballistic. The Essendon supporters, they're not used to getting the free kicks against. So good to see they can get a AFL meeting for 2 or 3 hours on Monday. Don't tell anyone else of how it's going on, but the Essendon coach got looked after, and I saw they had the umpires down there helping them out at training on Tuesday or something. So they go about getting on the umpires well, but just a disastrous week for the umpires. So, unfortunately, I'm not sure where they're going to go for it. It's something that they can't solve pre-season at this stage, and I'm not sure if they've got the resources. The leadership's poor at the top. So, otherwise, it's taken away from the football because the football's been pretty good. We've had some unbelievable matches. It's very close competition. So, all the on-field seems to be going pretty well. We just need, to sort out the umpires, hopefully before the finals, because at this stage, it's going to cost a team a final, a place in the finals, and hopefully it doesn't really cost a team on the back end, unfortunately. But anyway, we'll live on with it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and we've got Wimbledon going on at the moment. We have all the top names are still there for the men. So we've still got Sinner, Alcaraz, which is great. And I think De Minaur's still there too, the Aussie. So that's amazing. And for the women's, we've still got the girls, Swiatek, Rybakina, Coco Gauff as well. So if you're looking for Wimbledon, head to topsports.com.au. And in the Euros, they heat up on Friday night. I think we're starting
Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning, 2 a.m. Yeah. So we've got England, Spain, Germany, France, Netherlands, Portugal, Switzerland, Turkey. This is going to be on. Obviously, we're all going to cheer Germany. I think they're good. Come on, how can they be beat at home? Look, if they beat Spain, that's it. They're home.
Your team Italy's out. So
I'm now defecting. The hotties are gone, so we've got to defect. And what do we have? India beat South Africa in the 2020 World Cup final for the cricket. That was well done. The Copa Americas are on. Obviously, all over this with all my Colombians at work. They are Colombian. So that's just your tip there. Now, folks, if you have not signed up yet for the GGOA or the AFL Stings, you can get that in the Little Birdie Live TV shop because we are hotting up for both football and NRL this weekend. If you're not serious about your punting, you got to get those. Okay, now it is time for Thursday Lines, brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for over 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust, bet with TopSport. All right, AFL Premiership prices, MG.
A few changes going on here. We've got Sydney pretty solid, $3 at the top. Carlton now very strong second favourite. Looks like they're going to finish the top two. You'd think they'd finish in that order, but Carlton have got a very good run home the way that it's shaped up now. So they're $4. Collingwood out to $7 there. Still no guarantee to the finals. They've got a big game, which we'll talk about shortly with Essendon. And Brisbane are the ones that are coming hard on my ratings. I've got them either fourth or fifth, depending on how a couple of key games fall. But, and then Freo, obviously the big movers as well, after knocking off the Swans on the weekend by a point. So they're moved into $14, GWS on the way out, Geelong, and then as it gets out pretty quickly. Although the Bulldogs seem reasonable value at 23 if you're looking for a decent long shot with the Bulldogs. The problem I've got with the Bulldogs is their draw is just torturous on the way home. So, yeah, they're kind of wrapping up the Bulldogs, but yeah, I think they've got a pretty tough draw in. So, but there's plenty of people tipping them for a longer price value. But yeah, I don't think much will change at the top.
And the Brownlow medal. Here we go. A little bit of movement here.
Yeah, plenty going on the Brownlow. Yeah, this is same time as last year. We were heating up to have an unbelievable count, and it kind of fell away a bit. But yeah, as I said last week, there was we had a couple of bets last week. We backed both Cripps and Goulden. Goulden didn't do much in the Sydney loss, but Cripps came out and put another 40 on the board. So he's the big mover from the weekend. So Heaney's actually out of favouritism and out of second favourite for the first time since the start, probably about round 3 or 4. So we've got Dacos at the top. He's going along 345. Cripps at 440. He's the big mover. With Carlton's drawing the way home. If he can stand up, the umpires love him. He's obviously won a Brownlow before. Bont's moving well as well. He had an outstanding game at $5. Heaney at 550. He's on the drift. Hasn't done much the last month, and then we've got a big gap. But there's still plenty of chances. This count, there's a good 10 or 15 players that are still well in this count. So it looks like being a great count going forward.
Oh, I love Brownlow night. Always great. Okay, now we're going to go to some NRL premiership prices because the 8 is absolutely hot for the NRL. So we've got Penrith at $3, Roosters $4.20. I don't know how you can tip them top rope. Storm, surely you're gonna tip the Storm.
No. I'm not on the Storm this year, which is a rarity. I'm on your Chooks, Nikki, and they're airborne for mine. They've dropped a couple of games. I'm going to kind of get some of the downside rubbish out of their game, but they've got so much upside. They're scoring points. Well, they've scored 40 plus in, I think, 5 of the last 9 weeks. They've got a 4 halfback on the comp and Sam Walker, or one of the 4 halfbacks on the comp. They've got a back line that's full of talent and a pack that's as good down the comp. So, out of those 3 teams, I'd rather be on Chooks than anyone else. I'm not sure about the Storm this year. I think they could be in for some negative regression. They're sitting top of the table. They're absolutely flying, and they have got a history of winning close games. But nearly all their games have been 1-score games. They've won 2 games this year by more than 10 points. They're not blowing teams away, which they're traditionally now. In fairness to them, they haven't always had the healthiest team, so that makes it difficult. And this week we'll get into that. We might get into that later on. But yeah, Harry Grant hasn't been there. Tap will not play.
No Xavier Coates.
So. I don't think that's a loss, but it's there's some worries there, and the Sharks are dropping off a little bit as well. So I think this is opening up nicely for the Eels. Parents by 1 last stand. That's going to be the worry, obviously, but I think this is the last year we're going to see a really good Penrith team. I think we'll see the decline come. The decline started, but whether they're still good enough to win the comp, I think it's a pretty open comp this year. So, but Penrith Roosters are the 2 for 1.
I love that. Okay. All right. Can we have a quick look of MG's round 16? Here we go. Talk me through it.
Yeah, not a good week. Managed to string 5 weeks winning in a row before last week. Unfortunately, started off the week with a disappointing Brisbane loss by 1 point there in the total. Never really recovered, and Collingwood was our main bet for the week. And we hit the lead with 5 minutes to go and didn't get the result. So kind of battled the rest of the week. So, 10 units down for the week, and it's taken me back from 6 to plus 3% on the year. So, have to start rebuilding a bit. But, it was a bit disappointing on a couple of results. But anyway, we're into it already this week. So, we'll see if we can recover.
Keep punching. Okay, top rope. How'd you go? Round 17.
It's fine. We hit a few. We got lucky on a couple, but plus 42.61%. One of the morals of the season. I think I said it on the podcast last week. The worried one of the bets of the year. I can't absolutely flog the Broncos. So, no surprises there. So that set up a good week early on there. 70 and 44 for the season. We're up 40 units plus 13. So I don't think that's actually right there in Jeep. So if you check the package, that doesn't include the origin. So I think we're up around the 15%.
I didn't put the origin in. Sorry, I did.
You did?
No, I didn't.
They did. So up on the 15%, we had a $10 winner in Mitchell Moses, man of the match, and we hit the Blues comfortably there, and those try scorers as well. So you get the try scoring package for free with this. That's still well and truly in the positive there. So has a little bit of flair for your little Rick Flair punters out there.
Yeah, you tipped the card on Origin, so well done. Alrighty. Are we going to have a look at the first match for the AFL? Collingwood and Essendon. What a blockbuster tomorrow night. That's Friday night at the MCG, 7:40. Collingwood, $1.54. Essendon, $2.42. The line is 9.5, over under 167.5.
Yeah, it will be. Blockbuster. It's going to be a bit cold down here, but no rain is forecast. So they're tipping north of 90,000, which is an amazing crowd again for home and away. I think this is... for this stage of the year of how high they are on the ladder too. So this is 4th v 6, Nick.
Yes, I'm aware.
You're aware, yeah. It's probably another game you can't get a ticket to this stage. But, yeah, it looks like being a cracking game. Both teams are going to be a bit desperate coming off losses last week. Collingwood in a close loss and Essendon got absolutely towed by Geelong. And also what adds to it is earlier this year, round 7, they played out a draw, 85-85.
Anzac
So
Day.
On Anzac Day, which is unbelievable. So, I really like Collingwood going into last week, price-wise, and actually tipped them out at the -6 last week. They opened at -12 this week. Unfortunately, they're copping a few injuries. So they're going to have no McCreary. Noble's already out with concussion, and Dacos, with Jay Dacos, not Nick, but still very important wingman. He's battling a corky at the moment, so he's probably more unlikely than likely to play, but let's see in the next 24 hours or so how he comes up. I'm still going to shade Collingwood in this game, but just losing a bit of momentum, I guess. If Dacos doesn't play, it probably swings it back to more of a neutral event. And I think the total's about right. I can't really play there. But there's a big fallout for the loser here. I think Collingwood with their draw home as well, if they drop 2 in a row, they might struggle to make the finals. And Essendon record, they need to stand up and take a scalp. They haven't beaten a top 8 side.
We were talking about this before, weren't we?
Yeah, this year. It's just the way the draw's fallen out. They did beat the Giants when they were in the top 8 early in the year, but yeah, they need a scalp as well. So not too much in this game. I'm going to shade with Collingwood, even though Essendon had a very good record, covering 16-7 Essendon. So, yeah, just going to wait and see on the teams. Don't think we'll rebet, but at this stage we're on Collingwood.
Okay, Collingwood there for MG. All right, now we're going to Eels and the Rabbitohs. That's tonight, 7:50. Parramatta, $2.25. Rabbitohs, $1.65. The line is 3.5 and the over-under 51.5. Top rope.
I have absolutely no idea how the line is so low in this game. It is. Parramatta packed up and gone home. But absolutely no mistake for that. They are absolutely dogging at the moment. 1 sacked. Trent Barrett, 13-49 in his last 4 seasons as head coach. Still the head coach. So now, should be the first interim coach he's fired. They're going that bad, but won't happen. South, Super League, airborne at the moment. They've won 4 on the trot. They've conceded 24 points in their last 3 games. Teams off a defensive shutout in the last 4 years cover at 68%. They've had a bye to prepare for this. I would be stunned if Mitchell was win as hard as he could this week, knowing that there's an origin spot on the side if he just gets so healthy. So I think his running game would be bare bailiwick. 2 of the last 3 games that combat they still play, Parramatta scored 0. South won 7 of the last 8, covered 7 of the last 8. That's the chips in John on South. I'm all in South.
Chips in South there for top rope. All right, I can get on board with that. Now let's go to Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. Saturday, 1:45. Port Adelaide, 2:06. Western Bulldogs, $1.74. The line is 3.5 again. Over under 166.5. MG.
Yeah, this is a proper early final we've got here. 7th v 9th. Port Adelaide got a back up after what ended up being a real emotional win for the coach and the players, getting over a very ordinary standard performance against St Kilda. They got the win, but geez, another game that hurts the eyes to watch. But yeah, they've they return home. If they can recover from what they went through, I guess mentally and emotionally with the win last week, and see if they can back it up. Hopefully their fans rock out, because it's an important game for them against a team that's 9th. So the reason why this is an early final, I just don't see how both can fit into the 8th. So I think the fallout for the loser, and again, as we mentioned, the Bulldogs got a really tough draw home. So both bring in winning form, but it will be a final, because I think the loser will have too big a fallout to recover. Porter got the wood over the Bulldogs, won their last 3. The Bulldogs been inconsistent. It's going to be a tough road trip to go and get the win. The money has been slightly for the Bulldogs, and I think on form they deserve to be favoured, even though they're away from home. I just can't buy into Port's form at all, and beating St Kilda's no highlight for me. So I'm going to shade the Bulldogs here. Even though they're away at home, I just think at the price, I don't think you're going to lose too much. I just don't think there'll be too many points in this game. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think even though the Bulldogs are 11-4 on the year for the total, I just think final like atmosphere. I think it'll be a close game, and I'm just going to shade the Bulldogs in this one.
Okay, thanks, MG. Tomorrow night, the Broncos are taking on Penrith at Suncorp. So Friday night, 8 o'clock, the Broncos $2.40, Penrith $1.57. The line is 4.5, over under 45.5. Top rope.
Yeah, replay of last year's grand final, pretty poorly scheduled one as well, just quite like in the origin period. Both players, both teams get their origin players back. Broncos rested whilst Husk carrying them last week. So no one's surprised they didn't make a trip to Auckland. Broncos desperately needed a win. They have fallen outside of the top 8, I think, or they're right at the bottom of it. Penrith, they were embarrassed last week. They rested most of their origin players, still players there you go. But they were as poor as I've seen in the last 4 years. Even with origin players out, they were dreadfully against the Cowboys last week. So started a little bit thin there at Penrith. Having said that, I don't know how you go off Penrith with a loss. They've covered 16 of the last 20 off a loss. The Panthers, they are unstoppable when they've been beaten. They rarely lose 2 on the trot. Covered 7 of the last 5 with double-digit loss. So leading Penrith here, but the big bet in this will be the under. I think Brisbane will need to buckle down extensively. These two in their play tend to go under 6 of the last 9 or under. The under is 16-8 when the Broncos off conceding 32 plus, 17-7 when the Panthers are in their state favourite, 10-4 when they're scoring 12 or fewer. I'd be looking at the unders here. And with some of the team changes, it looks like Dean Marriner's going to play centre. He will probably play right centre. I'll be looking at Paul on what his score try. There wasn't in that guide. This is a podcast only special, but I think that Stan will stay with one play because of personal reasons. So I think what we're going to see is a very bad defensive wing all of a sudden start playing centre. That's going to be very ugly.
Yeah. They think they came out and said he's not going to play. So that's a big out for the Broncos. I don't know. They got some problems. All right, so the under's there. And so give me again your little tip for your first try scorer or anytime try scorer.
Paul Alamotti, first, anytime, last, that most of it.
Chips in, there we go. All right. Okay, Saturday night, GWS, 220, Carlton, $1.65. The line is 6.5, over under 163.5. Ooh.
Yeah, good game. The markets, I agree with the market here. We really like Carlton at the start of the week. Actually double bet them at the -2.5. You can see now it's moved to 6.5. Seems to be going one way. I like the way it's going too. I think, I'm pretty keen on Carlton. Probably, unfortunately didn't get the chocolates last week at Collingwood, but it's kind of same rating. I think the Blues are up and about. They've won 5 straight. They've covered them all. They're 11-4 on the year. They're playing aside the Giants, who just lost to Adelaide last week. Have lost 6 of their last 8. Still missing Taylor at centre half back, fullback. I think he's just the key to them, and I'm not sure how they're going to cover Carlton's forward line going into this game. So even though Carlton have got to travel, which is unusual for the Blues, they don't travel too often. I just think the money's going to keep going one way here. Really keen on Carlton. I still think they're a bet even at the 5 and 6 that's in the market. I think this might close closer to 8 or 9 by game time. I just think it's a bit of mismatch on stats anyway. I just think they played in round 6 early in the year when the Giants were up and about. I think they were actually undefeated when Carlton come in and beat them by 19 points. So I just think the offense is going to be too much for the Giants, who are really struggling on offense themselves for the last, I think it's for 5 weeks now. They've only averaged 70 points per game. So I just think Carlton will put too much on the board and get the win done here. And just going to monitor the weather here. This is in Sydney. Again, rains more often than not up there. They're forecasting some rain, so that means it'll definitely rain. But if it doesn't, and it seems more dry than not, then they'll eat this total of 163. So it's going to be more on the game decision here. But if the weather does hold, it'll be pretty much chips in Carlton and a play on the over as well.
Thanks, MG. Okay, let's stay and watch that one. Now we're going to go to the Cowboys and the Sea Eagles with Tom Trbojevic back. So we've got Saturday, 7:35 p.m, North Queensland, $1.74, Manly, 2.10. The line is -2.5, over under 50.5. Top rope.
Yeah, not a great betting game, considering there's some rippers this week, but turning back, obviously big news. Anthony Seabolt being an absolute moron and underplaying in the centres. So he's doing his best to work his way out of the job there, which would be the third job he's worked his way out of. But he's absolute stupidity there. Got to blame the Cowboys here. They've actually won 5 on the trot. They beat the Roosters away and Penrith away. So, yep, both origin impacted, but well and truly impressive wins nonetheless. Panthers covered 12 of 18 at home for win, covered 11 of their last 4 and they've conceded 2 fewer. Manly a poor interstate team, 11 of 26. Big bet here, though, will be the over. Cowboys, the over is 13-5 when they play at home for win. Manly, it's a very bad defensive team. Overs everywhere, but 19 out of 7 when they're in the state. 5-1 when they're off the bye, 5-2 when they play at night. So, exceeding plenty of points this one. Third obviously adds to the attacking chops there as well. Might be organising defence. So, I can see this one kind of going north of 60.
North of 60, all right. Chips in there. Cowboys and the overs. Thanks, Top Rope. Okay, now let's go to St Kilda and Sydney. Sunday, 3:20. St Kilda, 3:45. The Swans are $1.29. The line is 21.5. Over under 162.5. Surely this is a non-event.
Yeah, it does look a bit of a mismatch on paper. Probably the betting doesn't reflect it too much. I'm not sure whether it's just 2 factors of Sydney playing away this week and also coming off a first loss in almost 3 months. But just got to keep opposing St Kilda. They're an awful side, terrible side to watch, lack ability and poorly coached for mine. So it's not a great combination. 15th on the ladder against first. They were awful last week. Now they lose their full forward. King's out for the year. So, I think St Kilda are not too far on packing it in. The only probably thing for Lyon, the coach will get up is he's against his old club that he coached or assistant coach, there for a while. But St Kilda lost their last 2. Sydney lost a close one, which they had a chance to win, as we said, after the siren last week. So if they had won last week, this game would be in the 30s for sure. 21 currently. It's moved from 20. I think it'll move closer to 25 by game time. Sydney have just owned St Kilda stat-wise, won 13 of the last 17, covered less than half of those, but Sydney have won 10 of the last 11. As we said, just lost the Fremantle close, so I think they'll be looking to rebound. They've got Carlton now in their rear vision mirror for first spot, and I think it's very important for interstate team to finish where they need to be, so they won't be losing against sides like St Kilda. It's in the Dome, so weather won't come into it. I just think Sydney got too much offence. They score average 104 points, St Kilda 72. They're an overside. Last 6 games have been over Sydney, so if they get it on their own terms, they'll score too much for St Kilda, who just like to play ugly. So I'm pretty keen on this, and I think the total's too low. I don't understand. It's actually moved down a point since it's open. So, I think over the 161.5, 162 that's there, I'm keen to play the over. Probably stay out of the Sydney line, but they could smash this by plenty. So if you're going to play the out wide, Sydney 40 plus is probably a bet as well.
Oh, Sydney 40 plus there for MG. Thank you. Okay, now let's go to the Raiders and the Knights. Canberra, 2.25. The Knights, $1.64. The line is 3.5. Geez, that's popular this week. And the over-under 48.5. Top rope.
I was very keen on the Knights, probably a little bit less so now. Polly's been named and the line moved. No knock on Polly, but I was much more keen on $1.90 than the $1.64 offer. But also we average something small on them. Well, they've got a good record against the Raiders. They've covered 7 of the last 9, winning 6 of them. The Raiders, I think the Raiders are going to be as bad as any team in the comp right now. I reckon they are awful. The stupid move of putting KOH to fullback and playing Cook at halfback just breaks Ricky Stewart's stupidity. Covered just 5 or 6 down at home, 4 of their last 15 days, 12 and 26 against the spread against teams outside the top 8. That is just a ball in the market. Does not get the Raiders right. Don't love Newcastle. They're in pretty good form of late. They've covered 12 14-day games, 12 of 18 scoring 18 plus. I will be limping into the Knights here.
Did you just say limping into the Knights?
Limping into the Knights. I love them a lot earlier in the week. I'll probably do now, but I'll be having something on the mind, that's for sure.
Okay, thanks, Top Rope. All right, punters, if you are into your NRL, you need the GGOA. He's flying $33 a week, and you can get that in the Little Birdie Live TV shop. Okay. And MG, the AFL Stings were on the up for the finals. That's $25 a week in the Little Birdie Live shop as well. All right, that is a wrap for this week. I'll be back next week. Thanks to MG and Toprope and Little Birdie for having me. It's good to be back. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. We are also in Apple Store, Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us socials, Little Birdie TV, Twitter and Insta. Remember, all the footy betting action is at topsport.com.au. Have a great week. Punt responsibly. See ya.